Hello. We'd like to take this opportunity to invite you to meet the board of the Foundation for an Informed Texas. First, we'll start by introducing Wendy Askew, our medical director. Dr. Wendy is a board-certified OBGYN in private practice in San Antonio, Texas. She has also been board certified in functional and regenerative medicine. She is on a mission to help patients achieve real health and wellness throughout their lives through the integration of holistic, regenerative, and conventional medicine therapies. Having personally experienced the healing effects of cannabis medicine on her own autoimmune disease has deepened her conviction that patients deserve broad access to this healing plant. Dr. Askew is a proud veteran of the U.S. Air Force, where she served on active duty for over 11 years. During her nearly 20-year career in medicine, she has served on various hospital committees, trained residents in academic medicine programs, participated in medical missions, and built a thriving private practice. Dr. Askew hosts a vlog entitled The Whole Truth and is a contributing medical expert for many local and national publications. She's married to Sam and has two beautiful daughters, Hannah and Sophie, as well as a handful of rescue pets. When she isn't working, she enjoys exercise, travel, meditation, crime podcasts, and personal and professional growth. Dr. Wendy joined our board this year, and we are proud to be working on a seminar with her regarding cannabis and sexual health that will be out in December of this year. Next, let's meet Nisha Whiteley. Nisha is the COO of Credo Science LLC, a biopharma IP holding company dedicated to commercializing patented products generated from Credo's investigation of the cannabis plant and the endocannabinoid system. She's also VP of Business Development at Breeders' Best, a cannabis IP genetics company, a cannabis educator, a cannabis speaker, and author. She was a contributing science writer at projectcbd.org and a member of the executive team at the International Cannabis and Cannabinoid Institute. After seeing the relief cannabis provided her mother at the end of her battle with lung cancer, Whiteley was inspired to share what she learned in her book, Chronic Relief, a guide to cannabis for the terminally and chronically ill, so that others would benefit from her mother's experience. Whiteley curates the educational cannabis website, mychronicrelief.com, with the aim of helping the sick and suffering, their caregivers, clinicians, and legislators, so that they understand the merits of cannabis as a safe and efficacious medicine, bringing science and reason to the forefront of our conversation about cannabis. Whiteley grew up on a farm outside of Pflugerville, Texas. She teaches yoga, enjoys gardening, hiking, and cooking. We are proud to say that Nisha is a founding director of our organization. She's helped us put together many educational resources for legislators and Texans. Next, let's meet Carlos Caro, our secretary. Carlos has professionally worked in education for over 10 years, currently serving as an assistant principal. His passion for conveying knowledge has made him a natural addition to FIT, considering the group's mission to educate and raise awareness about cannabis to Texans across the state. Carlos's interest in cannabis reform extends from his graduate work, critiquing the federal prohibition of marijuana. In his studies, he came to discover that the impetus for creating and maintaining prohibition had nothing to do with the plant itself, but rather a myriad of issues that led to over 80 years of social misery in the name of governmental control. We are proud to have Carlos as a founding director of our organization. Next, let's meet Corinne Wilder, our director. Corinne has spent her career fusing her childhood love for science and the rigors of international business development. She earned a bachelor's degree of ecology and marine biology at Texas A&M University at Corpus Christi, where she took particular interest in genetics, cell biology, and plant science. After a few years, she entered the lighting industry at Universal Lighting Technologies and Panasonic, known as ULT, where she tracked LED sales forecasting, demand planning, and responsible for reviewing energy standards and codes for lighting technology. She earned her MBA from Lipscomb University in 2014, rounding out her career at ULT, which covered multiple disciplines, from customer service, technical engineering, marketing, lead generation, business development, and sales management. In 2016, Corinne started as a manager of sales operations at Fluence, where she was responsible for all of the internal sales teams and resources before eventually becoming Fluence's VP of Global Commercial Operations. Today, she is responsible for all international business reporting and analytics for internal operations, heading the company's commercial support teams, including the utility rebates and incentive programs, and directing internal processes to meet global strategic goals for the cannabis and commercial food markets. We are proud to have brought Corinne on this year as a new board member. We are working with her on a best practices for hemp in Texas seminar, which is coming out in November. Corinne will be able to give us an update on the research that Fluence and Compassionate Cultivation are currently doing. Next, let's meet Lisa Wise, our treasurer. Lisa has an inexplicable love for the startup life and has been working in them for the last 8 years. Her attention to detail and ability to think outside of the box has made her an integral part of getting several teams off the ground. Lisa started volunteering for cannabis nonprofits in 2011. When FIT formed in 2017, Lisa was considered for a board member position based on her broad professional skills and dedication to the cause. She worked daily to educate regarding cannabis and also can be seen at the Capitol engaging civically. Lisa wants to empower Texans to embrace safe and legal access for all citizens so that we can end the systematic racism, health issues, and general malaise in our society, simply called by the laws surrounding this harmless plant. Lisa is a founding director for our organization. Lisa is also part of the CE21 family, who is bringing us this amazing conference today. Due to Lisa's and CE21's hard work, we have been able to move this conference online, and we thank both of them for all of the work that they've done to make this a success. Last, let's meet me, Jax Finkel, the Executive Director. I've been involved in cannabis law reform since 2005. I have served as the Executive Director for a local nonprofit since 2015, and I've been involved in politics and the legislative process for many years. I believe in freely sharing information and facilitating organizational growth. To that end, I created Foundation for an Informed Texas with my other founding directors to fill gaps that we saw, specifically in rural education and legislator education. We have created a lot of different curriculums. I've helped organize and execute dozens of regional advocacy workshops through 2015 to 2020. We have visited well over 36 cities to help them understand these processes. I'm often at the Capitol working to educate legislators and working on policy and reform. I also work to build relationships with not just legislators, but with our many allies across the state. I'm a native Texan, raised in Houston, and now living in the capital city. I want to thank all of you for participating and joining us today. I'm very grateful for all of our board members and everyone who participates in our organization. Without all of them, we would not be able to do the important work that we have been able to accomplish. To learn more about the Foundation for an Informed Texas and our board, visit informedtexas.org. You'll find educational videos, blog posts, resources regarding both the hemp programs and the Texas Compassionate Use programs. You'll be able to donate to support our mission and find many other resources. We thank you for joining us today.